This video is designed to help you start a wine business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's a wine business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful wine business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Firstly, there are several ways you can run a wine business. As well as the various types of business, there are different levels of involvement. You might be an investor, manager, or running it as part of a team. If you're running a wine business, this could mean purchasing grapes, establishing a relationship with a vineyard, investing in a vineyard, starting one yourself, or dealing with multiple suppliers for your shop, e-shop, or wine bar. It's also worth asking who you will sell your wine to: retailers, wholesalers, or direct to consumers. Once you've decided on whether you're a wholesaler, retailer, or service business, you can take the following steps. First steps in starting a wine business. Regardless of what kind of business you create, there are some standard initial things to do. Establish a name, brand, and business entity. What kind of wine do you like, and why do you like it? Are there brands you're fond of? What's your own brand's identity? Once you've thought of an effective name for your brand and company, register your business. Every local government has a clear route, with lots of paperwork, for establishing a business. Create a business plan. This will involve researching overheads, from salaries, including your own, to marketing costs, rent, margins, cost of creating a bottle of wine, versus how much you sell it for, and more. Many of these details are similar to those of a business plan for a restaurant business. Licenses, permits, and taxes. Unless you're lucky enough to live in a beautiful wine region, chances are your business will depend on international suppliers. Most states have strict regulations on wine selling and production, some of which are there to address overproduction. Like all of its laws, there is comprehensive, publicly available information and paperwork on its wine regulations. You have to acquire basic knowledge about wines. The character and flavor of wine are influenced by the quality of grapes, the fermentation process, and geography. You can join a wine course. Try to update your knowledge about wines by reading relevant magazines and trade publications. Establish a name. Think about an effective and memorable name for your company. Make sure that it is available, and no other wine business has the same name. The name you select will go hand in hand with your branding. You should get a domain name registered in the same name, so that you can create a website later. It will also help you in social media marketing, like on Instagram. Business model. There are several ways you can operate a wine business. In the traditional business of wine, you buy the land, plant, harvest, and bottle the drink. This is a long and tedious process, like farming. It takes 5 years for the grape plants to become mature. The investments that you have to make are substantial. You can also buy a thriving winery. Though it will be more expensive, your returns on investment will be faster. You can buy your grapes from other sources, instead of growing them. For this, you have to establish a relationship with a vineyard. You can also buy wine from other manufacturers and just sell them. Brand. Branding is an essential part of marketing. Your wine business may be the best in the world, but without proper branding, no one will know. Ask yourself the reason for opening the business. Think about the brand's identity, mission statement, and purpose. Once you have answered all these questions, design the brand around these factors. Gain consumer insights. Visit stores and try to find out what type of wine is preferred in your target market. What kind of experience do you want your consumers to have while sipping your wine? Test your wine with select customers before going to the market. All of these will help you in visualizing different business ideas. Find a niche. The wine industry is so competitive now, it is important to find a niche to stand out from the competition. For example, fruit-flavored wine is much in demand now, among wine connoisseurs around the world. The premium segment of the market is seeing steady growth. Marketing. Advertising for alcoholic drinks is not allowed in certain countries, like India. You can do promotions through events and festivals, and do surrogate advertising through other products like mineral water. Network with potential clients like wine retailers, bars, and restaurants to increase clientele. Other prospects include wedding planners and hotels. Online retail. Enter the digital age of wine retail by starting an online wine store. Take pictures of all the wines in your warehouse and upload them on your website. You must have an effective delivery system in place. Some wine business ideas. The wine industry is very versatile, and there are lots of profitable business ideas for you to choose from. Export wine. The United States is the biggest wine market in the world. Americans love nothing better than to sip a glass of wine after a stressful day. You can market your wine there, and be a part of this multi-billion-dollar industry. Become a wine consultant. A wine consultant is someone who conducts wine tasting for people. For this role, you must have extensive wine tasting experience. The tasting can be done privately or in groups, either in the client's home or in a vineyard. Open a wine shop. Wine shops usually operate as physical retail stores. Ordering and selling wines is a complex business. You must have good organizational and people skills. If you want to sell alcohol, you must first get a liquor license. Selling liquor without a license can lead to serious penalties. The next part of the video is not specific to the wine business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the wine business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful wine business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan, with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication, and willingness to sacrifice, to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, how much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here is a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, Unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business, must be divided into two parts: immediate costs and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running a wine business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can, yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free wine business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.